There's no doubt this is an important earnings report from the company, but you're right, Betty. It is the context that we have seen over the last 8 months that makes this earnings report so important. I mean, if you think back to right after they introduced their new iPhone product, the iPhone 5, they were immediately hit with a lot of backlash tied to their new Maps function, led ultimately to an apology from the CEO and the ouster of one of their senior executives, Scott Forstall. We also saw last year the introduction of another product, the iPad mini, and while that may have helped their revenue story, some wondered if they were taking from the playbook of others like Google, Amazon. We also saw them introduce another variable, the fact that they have too much cash and shareholders that are angry about it. You saw the activist investor earlier this year, David Einhorn, taking the company to court to basically force them to change their ways on how they use their cash. They obviously had a big win last year in the Apple versus Samsung patent case, but the judge more recently saying the amount that would be paid to Apple would be a lesser amount. And on the apology front, Tim Cook once again apologizing not too long ago, but this time for the practices when it comes to warranties in China. So you take all that together and it starts to raise questions about the mighty Apple, and we've seen obviously the stock slide over that 8-month stretch. Betty?
We have, John. So what are we likely to hear from Tim Cook today?
Well, there are really two approaches that Tim Cook could take. I mean, this is somebody who always likes to champion the Apple products and use the numbers to back it up. And there's no doubt he'll have some big numbers that he can share. Wall Street's looking for at least 35 million iPhones to be sold, more than $42 billion in revenue. But does he want to find some of those cards he can play, whether it's to actually make an announcement tied to using some of their money? Perhaps it's something they could do, although in the past when they've made a big cash announcement, it has not come on earnings day. Or maybe he wants to pull the string a little bit more and tell us more about some of the products that Apple's been working on. It's not from the typical Apple playbook to do something like that, so it really depends on whether Tim Cook feels there's a real need to address this stock slide and the Apple place in the tech world right now.